Hello, my name is Jacob Foy. I'm an RBT at a pediatric autism clinic. I am planning on getting my master's in applied behavioral analysis so I can work as a BCBA in the school system. Today we'll be making a parent training video based off of the functions of behavior. We'll be discussing multiple topics in this training video. The topics include discrimination, generalization, maintenance of a skill, contingencies of positive and negative reinforcement, and contingencies of positive and negative punishment. The first topic that we're going to talk about is discrimination. Discrimination is the ability to tell the difference between two different stimuli. An example of this would have a client tell the difference between a cat and a dog in a certain array of other stimuli. Discrimination is very important. According to Rep. AC et al., that individuals with autism who do not respond to all relevant components of stimulus may make errors during training and generalization of fundamental skills. The next topic is maintenance of a skill. Maintenance of a skill is the ability to use a learned skill after the initial treatment for a certain period of time and thereafter, and still be able to use that skill. An example of this would be little Billy learning how to ask appropriately to go to the bathroom. After initial treatment, and 3 weeks have gone by, Billy is still able to go to adults to request to go to the bathroom. This is an example of maintenance of a skill. The next topic that we'll be discussing is generalization. Generalization is the ability to use a skill across multiple settings or people. This is very important for a client to learn, because if you learn a skill in a classroom but you're not able to apply it to other settings, it would make the skill useless. A specific example of this, of generalization that is, would be the client learning what a cow is based off of pictures, and they'll be able to tell what a cow is if they go to a farm. This is an essential skill when it comes to learning for the client. Next, we'll be discussing positive and negative reinforcement contingencies. Positive reinforcement is when a stimulus is added to increase the future likelihood that the behavior will occur. Whereas negative reinforcement is when a stimulus is taken away to increase the future likelihood that another behavior will occur. It's very important to remember that both positive and negative reinforcement increases the future likelihood of a behavior. It's a common misconception that negative reinforcement decreases the future likelihood of the behavior. In an article by Thompson and Ottawa, they described a reinforcement contingency as a relation between responses and some stimulus change that follows the response based on the probability of the stimulus change given the occurrence versus the non-occurrence of the response. In the book titled Applied Behavioral Analysis, 3rd edition by Cooper, in chapter 27, it discusses different types of reinforcement. Those different types of reinforcement are tangibles, which are items, escape, automatic reinforcement, and attention. Those are the main types of reinforcement. Next is positive and negative punishment procedures. Whereas positive and negative reinforcement increases the likelihood of a future behavior, positive and negative punishment procedures decreases the likelihood of a future behavior. Specifically, positive punishment adds a stimulus to decrease the future likelihood, and negative reinforcement takes the stimulus away to decrease the future likelihood of a behavior. An example of this would be spanking a child. Spanking acts as a added stimulus that would decrease the likelihood of a child doing a behavior that is either bad or undesirable to the parent. An example of negative punishment would be taking away the child's Xbox to decrease the likelihood of a undesirable behavior. In an article by Hemley et al., it discusses how punishment procedures paired with other interventions can be useful for decreasing problem behaviors. However, it is very important to keep in mind that punishment procedures could potentially become unethical. It's very important to discuss with your head BCBA on when and when not to implement punishment procedures. It should also be added that punishment procedures are typically used as a last resort when it comes to dealing with problem behaviors. The next topic to talk about is extinction. Extinction is when a previously reinforced behavior is no longer reinforced. In addition, extinction bursts are higher rates of the behavior being observed because initial reinforcement was not given. An example of extinction would be a snack that was stuck in a machine and you would hit it and it would come out. And whenever the next day, whenever you want to get your snack in the vending machine, you would hit it, but nothing happened. So what would you do? You would hit it multiple times just to be able to get your snack. This is an example of extinction burst. Now, what is absolutely necessary if you're going to be decreasing one behavior is to find a replacement behavior. An example of finding a replacement behavior would be if a client typically hits himself in the head to gain access to an item. A replacement behavior would be teaching the client to appropriately ask for a cookie whenever he wants something. Obviously, the client hitting themselves in the head is not an appropriate behavior, so that would be the behavior to decrease, whereas increasing the appropriate demanding for a cookie or an item would be the behavior to increase. Another thing to add is when finding a replacement behavior, to make sure the replacement behavior for the original serves the same function as the original behavior, but in a more appropriate or a safer way. In this video, we discussed the functions of behavior and all the aspects that go along with it. We discussed discrimination, generalization, maintenance of skills, examples of positive and negative reinforcement, examples of positive and negative punishment, extinction, and replacement behavior. I hope you enjoyed this video and have a great day.